Here we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's Bruce here. How's it going? Just checking my big ass iPad here. Make sure everything is up and running. Looks like it's good. Good. So, how was everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel, Traveling with Bruce, here in Crescent. What an ugly day. Yucky is the word. Just not fun at all. We were snowing since started snowing last evening, and stopped for about 2 hours today, and actually the sun almost got through, but more cloud cover came in, snowing again, and we've got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches down so far. The weatherman had seemed to indicate to us that this wasn't going to last. We were going to be +2 today. That would be about 35 Fahrenheit. And tomorrow we're supposed to be around 40 Fahrenheit. I'm wondering if the weatherman is lying or is very mistaken on the forecast. But it isn't bitterly cold out or anything like that. It's probably about 30 degrees out, and it's kind of pretty if you're if you're into cross country skiing or you're into downhill skiing. It's probably darn nice out there. But if you're a guy like me, I just got back from Los Angeles. And I kind of like the every day the same thing, sunny weather around 70 degrees, and I can handle hotter than that, but I can take that all day long, all winter long. Coming up here, this is depressing. What can I tell you? It's just depressing. Anyway, that's the way it is, folks. Yucky is the story, but it's not rainy yucky, it's snowy. And well, we'll have to see if the maritime front that they promised us will move in or not, and warm things up a little bit to make the meltage begin. And then it'll be ugly then, because we'll have the slush fest on the roads. We'll figure that out whenever. Welcome, nonetheless, to the show. If you love talking about cruise ships, you've come to the right channel, because I love talking about cruise ships all the time. And I love talking about going on a holiday and getting away and that type of thing. I hope you're having a good day today. I hope everything's going well with you folks out there, that you're safe, you're safe, you're warm, and you're healthy. The channel, my goodness, here we go. I got off the air yesterday evening. We were at 8,821 subscribers now today. At this point in time, 8,873, so 52 more since yesterday. Fantastic. The way it's going today, maybe we'll hit 8,900 tonight. I'm not sure, but we're rolling. We just keep rolling. It's fantastic. I'm thrilled and humbled and just tickled pink. If you're new to this show, if you've never been here before, you're a first timer, I welcome you. I would love to welcome you, and the gang here will definitely say hi to you as well. Just type on into your chat feature there. Where are you watching me from? Where are you? Are you in, if you're in the Canada or the USA, just tell me what town you're in. City or town, I pretty well know, more or less. But what's your high temperature today? What's the price of gas in your neighborhood? We compare that around here with our folks. And also, especially if you're overseas, tell me where are you overseas, and what are you paying for gas by the liter or whatever? Just let me know. But another thing I'd love to find out from you folks, and I have to thank my viewers for this. My regulars know I ask this now almost every day. I'm after some information if I can get it. Can you tell me if before my show began, did you get an advertisement? And if you did, who was it? Who's advertising on this channel? I can't find that out myself, because when I watch my own videos, I just get the videos because I'm the creator of the videos. But you folks out there in the real world, some of you are getting ads, and I'm kind of curious to find out who it is. I'd like to know who's using Traveling with Bruce to get the message out. I am trying to figure out a way, as time goes on, to become possibly sponsored by some large entity. I mean, I would love to be sponsored by vacationsgo.com or my friends at my good friends at the Coca-Cola company, who I love my caffeine free, or an airline, or I found out today, somebody sent me a message. They said that they saw an ad for Uber before one of my videos. I don't know if I've ever seen an Uber ad myself. I don't know if I've ever seen it. That'd be kind of cool. My daughter swears by Uber, absolutely swears. She doesn't have a license. She's in Los Angeles and she doesn't have a license. She goes when she goes to travel, a distance or so, she calls Uber just on her phone, just automatically on the app. It's incredible. Jennifer and Jennifer Jr. They went to the shopping mall together while in California last week, and I said, you need me to give you a ride? And my daughter said, no, Dad, you do your Traveling with Bruce stuff, because I was working on a video. She said, you work on your video and take care of your peeps. Mom and I'll take an Uber. And it was something like $6 for the ride from her place to this mall, which wasn't a far drive anyway, but a cab would have run $15 at least. $6, unbelievable. She knew exactly the model of the car that was coming to get her. She knew exactly how far the car was away from her at any time, because her app was telling her the car is like 2 blocks away. She knew the color and the make, knew the name of the driver. Unbelievable. And she also pays close attention to the ratings. I guess the drivers are rated by passengers every time they pick someone up, drop somebody off. And you can give them, 1 star to 5 stars. And she gets particularly happy. She's beaming when she sees a driver coming her direction. That's a 5-star driver. She's really happy, because then she knows that it's going to be all right. She's not happy when it's 4-star, under 4 stars. She's not happy at all. Very interesting service. Anyway, so there you go. That was an interesting thing to hear about Uber, and they're advertising on this channel. How about that? Isn't that great? Anyway, so yeah, if you can do that for me, let me know. That would be fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Cruise ship news. I've got a little bit today. I did a video this morning. I put it up about 2 hours ago. It hasn't been watched by anyone, really. It's only had about 120 views, so maybe almost all of you have not seen it. If you get a chance, check this one out. I actually found this really interesting today. I read some information about the cruise business today, and I got to thinking, I could make a video about this story, and so I did. I started tinkering with it, and I thought, well, how would I do it? And finally, I figured out, all right, I've got a story here, and I'm going to tell a story in a video. And what you'll notice if you watch the video today, the pictures really don't mean anything. I mean, I've got photos and video of different cruise ships and that type of thing, but I'm not talking about a specific ship or a specific cruise port or anything like that. I'm talking about the business of cruising, the whole package, the whole deal. And so I needed video for you to look at while I was talking. And the gist of it is this. My number one story of the day here is that a year ago today, back in January 2018, there were 91 cruise ships on order for cruise lines around the world, which at that time was a new high. That was like a record number of ships on order that were coming out, about 20, 25 a year. That's like 4 years supply kind of thing. This year, January 2019, 124 cruise ships are on order. Now you think about that, it doesn't sound like a lot from 91 to 124, but that's 33 more ships. That is 30% more ordered ships than a year ago at this time. And of course, don't forget, last year during 2018, I think 20-something ships were delivered. So in effect, 50 more orders have come in, because you had to replace the ships that were delivered, plus add the 30 on top of that. This is unbelievable. That's 50% increase in orders from one year to another. I mean, it's just stunning. We're talking about $69.3 billion of cruise ships that are on order for the cruise lines. 19 shipbuilding companies around the world have been engaged for this service. These ships will be delivered between now and about 4 or 5 years from now. It's incredible how many ships are on order from the cruise lines. It's just a stunning number. And the other thing that I found, the really interesting thing I found reading this article and researching this information, was the amount of money that a cruise line on average pays to a shipbuilder to accommodate a passenger. And this was stunning to me. I found the total number and I divided it out. Just to kind of give you some idea here, when you're a cruise line like Royal Caribbean or Norwegian or Carnival, any of them like these guys, any of these guys, MSC, Disney, you name it, these ships that you're buying, that you're ordering, 500 to 1.3 billion a piece, these ships are built for quite a while. They're at least going to be in service for 25 years, maybe even 30 to 35 years, especially these new Oasis class ships, the Oasis class from for Royal Caribbean, the Oasis of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, and so on, Symphony of the Seas. These ships are probably going to be used by Royal Caribbean for 30 to 35 years. Now, of course, every 5 years, if you're watching me as a regular watcher, you know I've mentioned this, that about every 5 years or so, a ship has to go into what we call dry dock, where a lot of work is done on a ship because it's a mechanical unit, and these mechanical beasts are beasts of burden. They're running 24/7 all the time. And so every 5 years, you bring a cruise ship in and you replace a bunch of dishwashers and stoves, and you throw out the old vacuum cleaners and bring in new ones. You replace the mattresses, you replace carpeting. You know, there's work done below deck and above deck. And then every 10 or so years, maybe 10 or 15 years, when the dry dock happens, instead of it being a quick 2-week turnaround dry dock, it might be 30 to 60 days. And now you're talking about major retrofitting of a ship. Now, in the case of smaller cruise ships, what we've seen from time to time is they'll cut it in half, spread the ship up, put a midsection in there, weld it all back together, and they'll add 70, 80, 90 feet of ship, and you know it can handle now 300 more passengers, and it's got a bigger spa, 2 new restaurants, and on and on. But in the case of the big behemoth ships, the ships that are holding 3, 4, 5,000 passengers, it's not uncommon where, say, Carnival or Royal Caribbean right now with, what was it, the Mariner of the Seas 6 months ago, they redid the top of the ship completely. I mean, the back end of the ship, the back third, they added a massive water slide tower with the water slides coming around in every which way. They added the outdoor trampoline thing with the virtual reality goggles, and I mean, it really can change a ship's look. A Carnival spending $200 million on the Triumph, I think it is, and they're going to turn it into the Sunshine, brand new name for the ship. Yeah, I think it's Sunshine. It's a $200 million dry dock, and so they can go from 0 to 60 on these dry docks. But anyway, getting back to what I want to talk about on today's video, I broke down the number today. And this really surprised me. Well, I don't know why I was surprised, but I always found it interesting, I suppose. $14.11 is the number to think about. $14.11 is the number. That is the average cost for a cruise line in the current number of ships being built right now, and the current number of ships on order. $14.11 is the price that cruise line companies are paying right now for every passenger that is going to take a cruise on their ship for the ship itself. So you have 2 people in the cabin, double occupancy, double that $14.11 to $28.22. $28.22 a day is how much money the cruise line has to bring in from the cruisers per cabin, whether it's an inside, ocean view, balcony, suite, owner's suite, doesn't matter. This is all averaged out into every cabin there is. $28.22 has to come in every day to pay for the ship over 25 years. And I just found that to be stunning. And I thought, wow, if the cruise ship is going out at 90% occupancy, you've got 10% of the rooms empty for this cruise. Well, let's say it's a 1-week cruise. Well, 1 week, you take a ship with, say, 4,000 passengers, you're talking about 1,800 cabins, 180 are not being utilized. Still costs $28.22. You still got to bring that much in to pay for the empty cabins. Well, that averages out on top of the ones that are being utilized, and now the accountant is going, yeah, well, the 1,620 cabins that are occupied are going to have to generate, instead of 28, they're going to have to generate $32 or whatever the number is. This is all factored in by the cruise lines before they decide to build a ship. Of course, we do hear stories about, at Christmas time and at Easter, a ship will go out of Miami into the Caribbean for a week, and it's at 104% capacity because you got mom and dad and 2 kids in the cabin, sleeping on the pull-out couch or fold-down cot or whatever they've got. And so the cruise lines are rubbing their hands because they're going, oh, this is great. We've got 300 more passengers than capacity. They're paying to be here, and that helps bring in more money, which offsets the days when they only have 98% occupancy. It all averages out back and forth, back and forth. But $1,411 is the price. That is the number at this point in time. That number goes up almost every year because cruise ships are not getting cheaper to build. They're getting more expensive to build because they're getting more complicated. They're getting larger. They're getting more, more opulent, more amenities, this type of thing. But think about that. For $1,411 a day, you are paying the cruise line $1,411 a day. That first amount of money you're giving them, that goes to pay for the ship. Now, the interest on top of the cost to build a ship, that's another factor. The insurance to insure the ship, that's another factor. The staff to run it, that's more. The fuel to move it, more. Port charges and advertising that the cruise line does and promotions and on and on and on. Yes, of course, that number isn't $1,411 a day. As a matter of fact, I think I recall doing a video with you guys about 6-8 months ago when I released, I think it was Norwegian released their second quarter numbers for 2018. And they came out with the fact that they were making $27 a day per passenger profit. That was what they were making. Out of all the money they were bringing in, after it's all said and done, $27 was profit. And in some cases, it was less than that, $22 or $18. It varies depending on the season, the quarter, and what price they're getting for the cruise. But when you think about Royal Caribbean sitting down with their the board of directors, they're sitting there deciding, well, are we going to order a new ship for the Oasis class or the Quantum class? What are we doing? Well, they're looking for a report from their number crunchers, their bean counters. And in come the bean counters, and they got the charts and they got everything, and they're coming in going, all right, board of directors, here's what's going on. If we order a brand new Quantum ship, that'll run us about $900 million. If we order an Oasis ship, $1.3 billion. But the difference, of course, is about 1,800 passengers more for the bigger one. Here's what we need to do. This will be our cost to build the ship in gross dollars, and we'll break it down to a per passenger amount. And that's how they decide whether they go for it or not, because cruise lines have to have probably 20% of the amount of the cost of the ship. They have to have that in cash. The rest they can borrow. So they'll be able to borrow up to 80% of the build-out price, but 20% they have to have handy. That might be arranged with perhaps short-term borrowing and or just cash flows on hand. But at the end of the day, the bean counters are saying as soon as that ship is done and we get the keys for that vessel, we got to have this thing booked because we are on the hook now for the entire length of this loan. We got to keep this ship sailing 24/7 and we got to make money. And this is why these dry docks are so incredibly important, to get the ship in and out on the exact day as promised and get all the work done, because every day a ship sits in dry dock, there are no passengers spending money on that cruise ship, and yet the cruise line is still paying for it to the banker. This is why dry docks are short, sweet, and extensive. Anyway, there you go. So if you get a chance today, check out my video about the 124 ships on order for the cruise lines. Let me know what you think of that. Video. Hope you like it. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up, and please share it with your friends on Facebook or other social media. I would appreciate it. I really enjoyed making that video from a dollars and cents point of view. That really was eye-opening to me. Even a $multi-billion-dollar asset, $1 billion, unthinkable money, comes down to $14.11 a day. That's what it comes down to. It's wow, it's incredible, absolutely amazing. All right, other news to regale you with. Not too much here. Speaking of ships being refurbished, read today that the big three cruise lines, Carnival with all of their lines, which is Princess, Holland America, Costa Cruises, Ada Cruising, Cunard, P&O, Carnival, and Royal Caribbean, which also owns Celebrity, Seabourn, and then there's Norwegian, which has Region 7 Seas, and their other line. I'm getting old. I'm forgetting these names. Pardon me one moment. The other line is Oceania. That's why I forget that one, because I forget how to pronounce it. Oceania. Anyway, the big three, those big three cruise lines, in the next year, 2019, they have 980 days of dry dock booked for their ships. 980 days combined dry dock days for their cruise lines, for their ships in their cruise lines. And at $3 million a day, average cost of a dry dock for a full-fledged cruise ship, you think about that, this is approaching $3 billion. So on the one hand, I've done a video today where I talk about 124 cruise ships on order for the price of $69 billion. And over here is a story about the top three cruise lines. They're going to spend practically $3 billion this year on dry dock upgrades. So you can see that once the ship is made, that meter keeps on going. That meter does not stop. But don't worry, the accountant figured it out. They've already pre-calculated the dry dock fees into the cost of the ship. It's probably more than $14.11 a day. I bet you that there's an auditor watching me right now from a cruise line. He's yelling at me, going, "You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't even figured out the dry dock fees, and you don't know about that." No, I don't. I'm just trying to keep it simple, because I'm a simple kind of guy. But anyway, big money, folks. You want to get into the cruise business? Woohoo! You need billions, tens of billions to get into the business. And this is why I find it absolutely fascinating that Richard Branson is getting into the cruise business with Virgin Voyages. He's ordered 4 ships already at $2.8 billion cost, 4 ships, and building a terminal in Miami. Big money there. And then, of course, the Ritz-Carlton people, they've ordered, I think, 2 ships, if not 3. The first one will be ready next year. Unbelievable dollars being sunk into that part of the business too. And that's high-end, 6-star luxury for Ritz-Carlton. Should be interesting to see how this all plays itself out. Anyway, that was the second piece of news. Third piece of news, Port Canaveral. They announced today that they have awarded a tender to build Terminal 3, a brand new building, replacing the old Terminal 3, which has already been knocked out and taken away. They're replacing the old Terminal 3 with a brand new state-of-the-art Terminal 3. $108 million contract for this terminal building. And Carnival is going to be the lead user of this building. So that'll be Carnival along with Holland America, Princess Cruises, Cunard. They'll all use that terminal. And Carnival is kicking in $50 million through their lease arrangement with Port Canaveral. So big money on shore, let alone in the water. You got a lot of money in the water floating, and then you got a lot of money on your private islands and your terminal buildings and your offices and your marketing and your, you name it. It is a big, big deal. It's a big business. There you go. That covers my news of the day right there. More of a business side of things today rather than emotional type stories. Hope you found it interesting. I find it fascinating how cruise lines operate in today's world. I've always found it fascinating that how ocean liners operated way back in the day, in the 30s, the 40s, back in the 30s, when you had White Star Line, Cunard, all these guys, that was all done by hand. Slide rules. They didn't have computers in the 30s to figure out all these dollars. you can imagine back in Liverpool or in London, England, where these cruise lines were headquartered, or New York, you had a team of accountants and bookkeepers staying on top of expenses for these ocean liner type organizations. And they still had to do their forecasts. They still had to predict for the board of directors what our profits and losses are looking like, what our expenses are going to look like going forward. And yet today it's done by computer, artificial intelligence, I suppose, but there's still a human element involved in all of this to help run these companies. Unbelievable. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to mention this. I think it was yesterday. I don't know if any of you have heard about this story or not, but it's to do with travel. And I shook my head and I held my head and I shook my head when I heard this. But I got to ask you this. Have you heard the story about Frontier Airlines? Have you heard the latest story about Frontier Airlines? For those of you who don't know, if you're not from the USA, Frontier Airlines is an American airline company that is a discount airliner. They operate a series of jets throughout the USA, and they offer cheap flights. Well, the reason they can do that is that they don't pay a lot of money to their staff, bottom line. If you're working for Frontier Airlines as an airline attendant or at the gate, you're probably constantly looking to join another airline, maybe to step up in the rank somewhere and make a real living. Anyway, this story came out, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I've forgotten to tell you about this. They now have got, they're starting a new policy on board their planes. When you order a drink, beer or, margarita or wine with your snack, I don't know, you're ordering something and you have, they'll give you the little machine that you can put your debit card in or your credit card, before you enter your PIN number, the screen will tell you what the price is of the item you've just ordered. Let's say it's a beer, it's $4. I don't know what it is, $4. Now there is an option for you. There's buttons that you can push for a tip. Yes, a tip, a gratuity to the airline attendant, the Frontier attendant. I don't want to use the word stewardess, but it's like killing me not to say it. But the attendant who brought you the drink, they're giving you the machine, and you can enter. You can hit the button that says 15%, 20%, 25%, or other amount before you total out and hit your PIN number. This is helping the airline attendants supplement their income, is the term that is being used. And the airline attendants have been pushing for this because their pay rate is so bloody awful. These folks are trying to make a living and survive, and they're now hitting up passengers for tip money when they bring you a drink or anything else that you're going to pay for on the Frontier airline. How about that one? What do you think of that? I'll have to get your reaction to that. I'm just blown away. Wow, this is the race to the bottom continues in so many areas. Airlines, in the 50s and the 60s, they couldn't do enough for you to give you freebies and offer you stuff because, of course, they were getting top dollar for their airfares. Airfares were regulated. Airlines were regulated up until the 70s, but then the airlines begged the government to deregulate, and there were winners and losers. The winners in the long run are the airlines. The losers are the passengers. Gosh darn it, isn't that interesting? But now the other losers are the unionized employees of the airlines. You used to have a job as a flight attendant or a pilot. In most cases, almost any job you had, if you had a job with an airline, period, you could get a lifelong pension. You could get benefits. Not now. Not now. It's a race to the bottom, and it's really gone downhill. And how many flight attendants have you met that love their jobs? I don't think there's any. It's gone completely the opposite direction. Anyway, I'm curious what your thoughts are about that. Tipping your flight attendant to bring you a caffeine-free Diet Coke. Mind you, she can't bring me a caffeine-free Diet Coke. They only have regular Diet Coke. But what do you do when you get the $3 can? Do you throw her a 50-cent tip to help supplement her income? Wow. Something tells me, though, you're sitting in an economy seat and you want to get a Ryan Coke or something like that, and you order the first one on a 7-hour flight, 5-hour flight, 3-hour flight. You don't tip her. You might be waiting a while until she comes around to take your next order. On the other hand, if you're slipping her a $1 bill, just like on a cruise ship, you're slipping her a $1 bill when she brings you the drink so that you don't have to put the tip thing in the machine. You might find that she's going to be coming around every 15 minutes. How's your drink doing? Do you need another one? Won't that be interesting to see how this goes? And what about passengers that drink too much on planes and get violent? What's going to happen? Are we going to have all kinds of incidences on the Frontier Airlines this summer as this policy takes hold and passengers they're tipping for the double Ryan Coke or vodka and orange or whatever they're drinking, and after the third one, fourth one, their personality changes in a very ugly way. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with some flight attendants who are going to be more than generous with coming around every 10, 20 minutes for another one. I don't know. I don't know. They were there for our safety. Don't forget. That's why there are flight attendants originally. They were actually in the early days, in the 40s and 50s, they were actually almost nurses, almost medical practitioners. But then the 60s rolled around and they became more of, well, depending on the airline, they almost became sex symbols, didn't they? And with Braniff Airlines and others, the advertising on TV with mini skirts and everything else to look after those businessmen flying from point A to point B. Today, flight attendants are underappreciated, are abused. Some are surly. I agree with that. I totally understand. Some of them are not happy people, and they pass it on. But I think the rookies coming on are in for a rude awakening. They're not liked very much, and it's too bad because I think it's a bit of glory gone. The glory days, the good old days. Those used to be the good old days when you used to be pampered by an airline. Now it's not so much anymore. Anyway, I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Let's find out who's here and let's talk. Thank you for joining me today. There are 60 of you here. I hope I haven't made anybody angry. How many thumbs ups have we got going? Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I appreciate that. I appreciate if you can spare a thumbs up or two or three. If you're allowed to give me one, and most everyone should be allowed to give me one. I got 25 going today already. Thank you for that. And let's see if we can reach a higher number than that. Brittany Lockwood said hi to me today already. Hi, Brittany. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Ed Tolson from New York is here. Hello, everybody. 41 and windy here in the Bronx. 41 and windy in the Bronx. Yikes. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. I gained a year on the 3rd. I'm now 49, 1 year till the big 50, right on, buddy. I wish I were back at 50. I remember hitting 50 going, oh, I'm old. But now I'm 63 and I'm older. How about that? Hi, Brittany. How are things now that you're a graduate? Ed is asking. Alan Carter's here from Calgary saying it's -8 Celsius in Calgary. That's still around 20 Fahrenheit. You need a break. I think you're getting one. Vivian Clark Nicholson is here. Evening almost here cold here 10 p.m. in the UK. Paul Lucas, hello, Bruce, and all 33. It feels like 21 here in Virginia. Forecast of 5 to 10 inches of snow Saturday and Sunday. Oh, man, you're getting it. We're not going to get that here. I don't think so. But we have about 2 inches right now. Has fallen since last night. Vivian, Ed Tollison, you're still a baby. She says, laughing out loud. Oh, snow haven't got here yet, but it's just cold and windy. She says she's not happy about that. Linda Buffington is here. Hi, everyone. Rainy day here in Reno, but it's 44. It's warmer than it was the other day. Fantastic, Linda. That's good stuff. Welcome back to my show from beautiful Reno, Nevada. Paul Wilgus, the last snow we got was early December, and it was 17 inches. You got hit hard, you guys. Vivian, you can keep it, dear. Not my favorite. Linda Buffington, happy belated birthday, Ed. Be 49 again. Oh, to be 49. Paul Wilgus, Vivian, laugh out loud. Not mine either. Paul, Ed Tolson, I would love to be 49 again. Ed Tolson, thank you, Linda, so much. Kirk Brunson is here. Hi, Bruce. Kirk from New York City is in the house. I've got Kirk. I've got Ed. I got the Big Apple covered every way to Sunday. This is awesome. Welcome, Kirk, from the Big Apple. Steamer is here. Steaming Bean. Hey, guys, school's out. Yahoo! Right on, buddy. Fantastic. Take the day off. and enjoy. Welcome to the show, sir. Those of you who don't know, Steaming Bean has a channel on YouTube, and he posts videos from way up north in Saskatchewan, in Canada. If you want to know what life is like for the steamer up in northern Saskatchewan, check out his channel. Great fun. Thanks, Steamer, for coming as always. Norman Duarte, cold wind here, 36 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Welcome, Norman. Brittany, it's 57 here. Alana Zingano, sunny and 61 in Dallas. And if I'm not mistaken, Alana, are you not 3 days away from going on a cruise? Am I remembering correctly? Vivian, a weatherman lying, laugh out loud, don't they all? Ed Tolleson, hello, Kirk. Linda Buffington, I totally agree with you, Bruce. The steamer, I bought some snowshoes that are from Finland and hold guys my size. Most snowshoes are meant for skinny minis. He's saying, oh man, those must be some pretty high quality snowshoes. Holy moly, steamer. Because you and me, we're like a biscuit short of some serious weight. Ed Tolleson, I will cherish it. Paul Lucas, Kirk Brunson, hello, Ed. Glen Edinburgh is here. 29 degrees and 85% humidity here in Brisbane, Australia. Glen Edinburgh, welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. You're not the first from Brisbane, but I welcome you. I have another. How do you say someone else who's from Brisbane? Is it a Brisbaneite? A Brisbaneator? How do you do that? I don't know. But Glenn, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here, and thank you for that info right there. 29 Celsius. That is about 80 odd Fahrenheit, folks. It's summer in Australia. You gotta love it. You just gotta love that. Brittany Lockwood, Ed, things are going well. Linda Buffington spent 2 winters in Arizona. It was heavenly. Nurse Nancy, TWB, you are back. Nurse Nancy, I am back. Hello, all. Gas prices in Wisconsin are less than $2 a gallon. Nurse Nancy, thank you again for your gifts the other day. Rob Souter, evening, everybody from Lewiston, New York, at the meat inspection place. Getting my meat inspected again. 34 degrees here is what Rob is saying. And I love it. Thanks, Rob, for joining me. Steamer, 52 more, like 52 pickup. D&G Explorers, hello, Bruce, and the TWB family. How you doing? Derek, how's it going out there, buddy? D&G Explorers has a channel on YouTube, and the boys are moving up the ranks. I think you're getting close to 1,000 subs, aren't you? You're what are you, you're over 700 last I saw. You must be getting over 800. Fantastic, guys. Keep it going. Brittany Lockwood, let's all give Bruce a thumbs up. Thank you, Brittany, for the call on that. 28 so far. Paul Wilgus, hello, Derek. David C. Perkins, Campbellsville, Kentucky. Love the name of that town. Fantastic. David, welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. If it's your first time, second time, 10th time, always glad that you're here and joining us today. Ed Tolson, that's awesome, Nurse Nancy. Nathan Boat Review Channel. Hi from Salisbury, Maryland. 34 Fahrenheit and clear. Snow on the way for the weekend. So we are hearing it is going to hit the that area of yours. We'll have to see how much you get. D&G 61 today in Madeira and thunderstorms. Well, no forest fires now. Thank goodness for that, D&G. That's good stuff. Welcome back, you guys. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Brittany, Bean, Rob, Ed, Derek, Gregory, Nathan, Vivian. Everyone says hi to everybody here. Norman, when you went back to your, what was this? Went back to your older videos of California, etc. So Norman's saying he took a look at my older videos from way back when. They were terrible, aren't they? Some of the early videos, I mean, they were awful. You got to watch them, folks. You got to see how bad I was. Oh, they told me when you were becoming a YouTuber, if you're thinking of doing a YouTube, the first 50 you make, first 50 videos, oh, you're going to hate them later. What can I say? Glenn, $1.07 per liter in Brisbane, Australia. Now, is that $1.07 Australian money? Are you talking $1.07 Aussie for a liter of gas? Or are you talking 107 USA money? Let me know, because if that is Australian currency, that's a good price compared to Canada. That's cheap. But I'd be curious to know that, Glenn. D&G Explorers, hi, Paul Wilgus, Nurse Nancy, and Paul. Brittany Lockwood, ad, what ad? I don't get any ads, she says. If you see an ad on my channel, let me know. Who is it? Who's advertising on my channel? I'd love to know. Ed Tolson, hello, D&G. D&G, hey, nice, Nancy. Paul Lucas is saying hi. Vivian, hi D&G. Linda Buffington, American Cruises on the Columbia and Snake Rivers. That is the ad you're getting, and apparently a lot of you are getting that company advertising to you on my channel through YouTube. And I thank American Cruises very much for advertising on YouTube, and that some of those come through here. I couldn't be happier. Right up our alley. Cruise company talking to cruisers. Smart move. D&G, how have you been, Ed Tolleson? Nathan, boat review channel. Gas is $1.74 here, by the way. They launched an American cruise ship today at the shipyard, right? On Brittany Lockwood, my drink of choice for today's show is Sprite Zero, she's saying. D&G Explorers, how are you? Rob Sutter, Brittany Lockwood. Ed Tolleson, I am excellent, D&G. Vivian, I got a mug of cocoa, she says. She's got the nice warm cup of cocoa. I got my caffeine-free Diet Coke right in a Traveling with Bruce mug right there. Look at that. Wearing my Traveling with Bruce T-shirt right there. Cheers to all of you, and best wishes for a prosperous new year. Fantastic. Those of you out there who've purchased a shirt from my website, from my RedBubble store, I really appreciate that. Same with a coffee mug. There are some of you out there who have been kind enough to go to Amazon and buy product on Amazon through my affiliate link that I have just down below here. Thank you for that. The royalties are small, but they come in from time to time. It helps here, pays for a tank of gas, or pays $20 here, $20 there. I appreciate it very much. And then those of you out there who are making out-and-out donations to this channel through my PayPal account, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Who else is saying hi to me? Kelly Aston. Hi, TWB family. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing? Nurse Nancy, I got to make myself some coffee to wake up. Afternoon sleepiness here. Nathan, hello, D&G. You have some cool vids. Carla Miller. Hi, Bruce. 61 in Arlington, Texas. Let me just double check your gas. $1.70 at the Sam's Club. I saw an America Cruises and Kenneth Cole ad before your videos today. Kenneth Cole. That's the first time I've heard that. Very good. That's great, Carl. Thank you for letting me know that. Joseph Kilpatrick, cruise ship nurse on board. Right on. D&G Explorers. Hi, Nathan. Boat review channel. Thank you. Vivian, English crackers on sale, £1 a large box at D&G. How about that? Kelly Hassan, I saw a Windstar ad come across your channel. Windstar's cruise line. I believe they have the ships with the sails and power yachts as well, if I'm not mistaken. Fantastic. Thank you, Kelly, for letting me know. Linda Buffington, laugh out loud. I watched it. Rob Souter, hi, D&G, doing well. And you, how are you guys doing? How you doing? Nathan, you're welcome, D&G Explorers. Alana, I got an ad, but I just ignored it. I'll remember to let you know for the next time. It's okay, Alana. And by the way, if you guys get an ad before my show and the ad has like 4 minutes or 6 minutes or 10 minutes, just, after 20, 30 seconds, just shut it off and don't worry about it. I get paid if you watch, I think it's 20 or 30 seconds. If you watch that much, I get paid my third of a cent or half a penny or whatever I get. It's not like they're paying me $1 or anything, like every time you watch an ad for me, but it's the thousands of times that people see an ad. That's how I earn a living doing this, or at least I'm trying to. Still got a ways to go, though. This channel is too small yet. But we're getting there. Let's see here. Where was I here? Okay, D&G. Laughing out loud, Vivian Clark Nicholson. Great time to stock up on those crackers. They aren't always easy to find here. Lana, D&G Explorers, how you doing? Vivian, laugh out loud. Thought of you two when I saw them. The Steaming Bean. I would not be surprised if at the end of this year there will be an economic recession. I'm thinking there will be deals galore on the cruise lines. You could be right. I was talking about 3-4 months ago how the stock market was at record highs, how cruise shares were pretty high, and how the economy looked shaky with those trade embargoes or the trade disputes. And I had a number of viewers leave the channel. They were not happy with me and those comments, and people unsubscribed from me with a little goodbye message. A little goodbye. I'm not subscribing with you anymore because you. Look at the market since. It hasn't been a pretty ride, has it? It's kind of shaky and it's kind of so. If the economy were to go into any kind of a slowdown, and they are calling for a bit of a slowdown as it is, but if it really backs up, cruise lines will be immediately cutting prices. They will be throwing in the kitchen sink to get you to go. They'll offer you every perk there is. You thought you have perks now, they'll have more perks, because the bottom line is fill the ship with people. Even if you have to sell the cruise at a discount, don't worry about it. We'll get them with the bar tab. We'll get them in the casino, but we can't get them in the casino unless they're on the ship. Get them on the ship. We'll see what happens. Linda, lots of new jobs to build them. D&G, hi, Alana Zagano. Do you leave this weekend for your cruise? D&G, how have you been, Kelly? Sylvan, hi, Bruce and all. 76 degrees Fahrenheit, Delray Beach, cloudy, and a cool night ahead. Thumbs ups, everybody. Show Bruce some appreciation. American Cruise Lines, to answer my business. I think not. He says, thank you, Sylvan, for your support. I got 31 thumbs ups going already. Thank you, everybody, for those. Alana, D&G Explorers, yes, we do. 3-day countdown. I thought so. 3 days to go for you on your cruise. Vivian, D&G, been looking at Disney cruises leaving from Dover here. Nathan, plan on doing blogs on my Disney Cruise Fantasy Saturday, November 16. Nathan, how many cruises have all of you guys been on? I've been on 5. D&G, Vivian Clark Nicholson, the Disney Magic is the oldest ship, but it is still beautiful. Vivian, third one coming up. D&G, Alana, what ship are you going on? Nathan, boat review. The captain on the Harmony, at a cost of $1 billion, you can buy the ship in about 2035. Alana, D&G Explorers, Royal Caribbean Independence of the Seas is a ship she's going on. D&G, Alana, can't wait for the vlogs. Nathan, Alana, the Independence isn't a bad ship. You'll have fun, trust me. Michael, cruise lover, hi all. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Alana, Nathan, boat review channel, I definitely will have a blast. No doubt about that. Thank you so much. Alana, Michael, cruise lover, hello there. Alana, D&G, thanks. And likewise, when will we be seeing yours? Joseph Kilpatrick, unless they own the shipyard. Michael, cruise lover, how are you, Alana? Linda Buffington, hi, Michael. Nathan, American Cruise owns a shipyard in my town. Michael, cruise lover, hello, Linda. Linda, love a man in a suit. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Michael, cruise lover. D&G, Alana, we're releasing our first Bliss vlog this Friday on the go-karts. Right on. Sylvia, hi, Bruce and all. 43 in Greensboro, North Carolina, waiting for wintry mix for the weekend. Looks like I'll be working from my home on Monday. Yeah, Sylvia, that might be the case. Michael, cruise lover, hello, Nurse Nancy. John H., I'm now interested in cruise ships. It's weird. Right on, John H., welcome. Nurse Nancy, hi, Sylvia. Paul Lucas, hello, Sylvia. Vivian, hi, Nancy. Joseph, hi, Nurse Nancy. Nurse Nancy, hi, Joseph. Agnes, hi, Bruce and TWB family. Windy all day. $2.09 for gas here in New Jersey. American River Cruise was the ad I saw today. Right on. American River Cruising has got my channel covered. Nathan, D&G Explorers, going on the Bliss again. And Nathan is saying hi to Agnes. Tom Henry, hi, everybody. Just leaving work, so we'll be in the listening mode. 44 Fahrenheit in Richmond, Virginia. Hi there, Tom, buddy. How you doing, man? Sylvia, hi, Nurse Nancy. D&G, oh, wow. Nathan, it's a beautiful ship. Vivian, good evening, Tom. Paul Lucas, hey there, Tom. Alana, can't wait for Virgin Voyages. D&G, hi, Tom Henry. John H., I was like, I should start a cruise company. Then I realized I'm not that rich. Laugh out loud. Yeah, there's, I don't know of an individual that can do it. Mind you, there may be a handful that could, but yeah, it's a big company business. Now, Linda Buffington, hi, John H. D&G, how are you doing, Michael, cruise lover? Sylvia, hello, Paul Lucas. Are you also waiting for the wintry mix for the weekend? Margaret, Margaret A, hi, John H. You are funny. Nathan, D&G Explorers, also posting a review on Friday. D&G, laughing out loud, John H. Agnes, New Jersey, hi, Nurse Nancy. Loved your family's getaway over Christmas. Your daughter and yourself seem to be having a really good time. Thumbs ups for your husband trying to video for you. He tried, bless his heart. Right on. Sylvia, hello, D&G. Michael, cruise lover, hello, D&G. Under the weather today. Pre-cruise sinus congestion stuff. Yuck. Paul Wilgus, Sylvia, you're lucky with the mix. They're saying 5 to 10 inches here where Paul is hanging out. Yikes. The steamer, Bruce, you have not cruised in 2018. You are due, my friend. Happy cruising for 19. I know, I am due. We are trying to plot something for 19. And as soon as I have something, I'll let you guys in on it. But right now, it's the channel. Just working away here. D&G, Nathan, it's a video about the go-karts. We're still getting used to editing on MacBook Pro. D&G, fight it off, Michael. Michael, oh yeah, for sure. D&G, hi, Sylvia. Sylvia, hi, Tom. You listen like I do when going to job number 2. I type when I arrive, then listen again while cleaning. Nathan is saying, D&G Explorers, my bid is my first info blog. You're going to have to find out why it is on Friday. Kirk Brunson, first cruise on the Norwegian Gem. Love the smaller ships. Looking into doing a larger ship cruise this year with my family. Any suggestions? Well, Kirk, if you want to stay on Norwegian, you can take a look at the Bliss, take a look at the Epic, take a look at, what would that be, the Getaway, I suppose. If you're looking for a larger ship on another line, Royal Caribbean, they got the big ships. You'll find some good deals. I noticed today on vacationstogo.com, who should be sponsoring me, by the way, I noticed on their site today that there's some good prices on Royal Caribbean cruise ships for the Caribbean for up into March, no less, even into March. You can go on the Oasis, the Harmony of the Seas, for like $110, $120 a day for a balcony in some cases. If you're happy with an inside room, you're looking at under $100 a day on these brand new giant ships. Something to consider if that can work for you. Alana, friends to the left of the chat, remember, you can give a thumbs up for to our host. Yes, that's true. Thank you. If you're watching me on a rerun, not watching me live, you too can offer a thumbs up. They help my analytics. They don't help with my sneezing, but they help with my analytics, and I really appreciate it very much. Thank you, everybody. True, Janie Sue is here. That's so Frontier doesn't have to pay their attendants more. That's right. Frontier Airlines is allowing their attendants to seek tips from passengers, excuse me, on these planes rather than paying them a living wage. It's incredible to me. I'm always amazed by this. There was a time that flight attendants were considered part of the cabin crew, like really essential, and I think they still are. But they were paid like that too. They were paid as such. But the airlines these days, little by little, airline attendants are getting less and less on a proportionate basis. And here's Frontier just out and out allowing them to seek tips to supplement their income. I think it's sad. It's just personal opinion. I just think it's sad. Kind of curious what you think. Agnes, exactly true. Sylvia, Paul, oh no, 5-10 inches, Greensboro can't shut down again. But it was nice to work from home for the 2 days. Brittany Lockwood, I have never flown with Frontier. I don't think I will. True, Janie Sue, I'm just thinking that more airlines will add tipping as well. Nurse Nancy, my commercial for your live stream was Danny DeVito teaches for QuickBooks. How about that? I love Danny DeVito. Love that guy. That's interesting. Thank you, Nurse Nancy, for letting me know. Linda Buffington, yes, you dressed up to go on the plane. That's right. We used to dress up to go on an airplane. Today, oh my God, what people are wearing to go on an airplane. Oh my gosh, can't believe it. Bonnie Bergstein is here. Hi, y'all. Bonnie, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I hope you're feeling better. Everyone's been asking about you. Nurse Nancy, hi, Bonnie. D&G, I'll definitely look for it, Nathan. D&G, hi, Bonnie. Brittany, the way I see things, flight attendants should get tips as rewards for good service and not having to pay each time an attendant comes around. Nurse Nancy, we still think Southwest Airlines is our favorite. I can see why. They're legendary. Bonnie, I gave my last flight attendant a pen when we needed to fill out a report about a problem with the carpet. He was very appreciative. Vivian, open the door and chuck drunks out. That's how you get rid of those guys. Brittany, Southwest is my family's favorite airline. Linda, got to tip Southwest for the jokes. Agnes, New Jersey, love Viv. Joseph Kilpatrick, they also get $25 for each credit card application that is accepted. Isn't that interesting too? Bonnie, hi D&G, how are you, Derek and Gregory? Vivian, laughing out loud. Margaret is saying, I knew it would help. I knew it would be tip related, just not fair. They should be paid fairly because this is a life related role. And how much of the tip goes to the attendant? Very good questions. Margaret, you're right on there. Brittany, I will be flying with them on February 2nd and again on the 9th. I think Southwest, she says. Bonnie Berkson, I try to be extra nice to flight attendants. Joe Huskowski, hello from Fort Lauderdale. Joe, how you doing, pal? Welcome from beautiful Fort Lauderdale. D&G, I'm sick, Bonnie Berkstein, but the show must go on, Eric. Nathan Boat, D&G Explorers, I will post about it at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Margaret, I do hope this tipping method is not copied by budget airlines in the UK. Yeah, Ryanair, EasyJet, what's going to happen? I don't know. Patricia Spinicia, Patricia S. How you doing, Pat S? How you doing? I'm Hi from upstate New York. It's cold. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel from beautiful upstate New York. Here in Creston, it's cold too. Where I am, we're about 35 degrees, not even that, about 30 degrees today. And welcome to Traveling with Bruce. I'm glad you're here. Bonnie Bergstein, hey Sylvan, you better turn on the heat lamps for Lucy tonight. Vivian, does anyone know how far it is to where ships dock in New York to Penn Station? How far from where they dock to Penn Station? Good news is if they dock in Manhattan at Pier 81, that area, that I think, is that 57th Street? I'm not even sure if I'm accurate on the street, but it's not far. From there to Penn Station is not far at all. Short cab ride or a bus arrangement through the cruise line might be available for you. If the ship is docking, Vivian, in the Bronx, in that end of New York, then it's a bit further. Now you're going to need to look at a cab, or hopefully you can arrange a bus, charter bus situation through the cruise line to get you to Penn Station. You're going to have to look into that with the cruise line to double check. Bonnie, D&G, so sorry. Hope you get well soon. I was sick since New Year's Day, just getting back up and around now. Brittany Lockwood, last time I saw snow was December the 8th, 2017. 2017, 2 days after my birthday. That's a while, Brittany. Agnes, happy birthday, Ed. Tracy Dunlop, hi, Bruce and all. 78 in Naples today, a little overcast, but no rain. Peter Heckema is in the house. Hi, Bruce, listening in the car today. Another beautiful day in Tarpon Springs, 77 degrees and sunny. Peter, welcome. Tracy, welcome from Florida. Paul Lucas, hello, Tracy. Vivian, oh, don't you just hate people that have 78 degrees when the rest of us are dressed like Eskimos? Well, Vivian, you live in the UK. What do you want? I'm sorry. D&G, Bonnie, I'm pretty sure Ed Jr. would know about Penn Station. That's true. Again, it depends on where your ship docks. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Peter and Tracy. D&G, hi, Tracy. Alana, a D&G Explorer, sorry to hear you're sick too. I feel better, please. It's definitely going around. D&Gs, we will still be live tonight, Alana. We're still going on. John B, hi, Bruce. Snowing today in Potsdam, New York. Hang in there, buddy. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. John, welcome back. Ed Tolson, yes, I know Penn Station, D&G Explorers. I would say 45 minutes by train or 30 by Uber or cab. That's another option too. Take an Uber in New York City and might be cheaper to go. Heather Young, hi everybody. Greensburg, Kentucky here. 34 degrees in Greensburg. Heather Young, how are you? Welcome to the show, and thank you, Heather, for all of your social marketing that you're doing for me. All the repostings of my video, the sharing of my videos on the social networks. I really appreciate it. I noticed that, and I'm glad you're here. Tracy Dunlop, hi, D&G. Sorry to hear you're sick. Bonnie Bergstein, D&G. I was born in Brooklyn, lived near New York City for 21 years, but I don't know the distance from Penn Station to the pier. Nurse Nancy, oh good. I'm glad you got the package, Bruce. I'm still trying to catch up on cruise videos. Yes, Nurse Nancy, it's all here. Is this not it? Yes, this is it right here. Just Nurse Nancy, I got the box right here, and I got your official seal. I mean, you want to talk about people, you want to talk about something being made by hand. This is official from Nurse Nancy. I mean, it's the real deal. I got my nautical Noel here. You see this right here on this side? Here on this side to TWB. Love, Nurse Nancy. Is this fantastic? And then she sent us a couple of these pot scrubbers. And then we got oh, Nurse Nancy. Jen was just delighted with it. Just absolutely delighted with these. Thank you so much for all of these items and your card. Here we go. Isn't this great? It's just fantastic. We loved your note, and we got such a kick out of it. I opened it on the air the other day, and fantastic. Thank you again, Nurse Nancy. Wonderful, wonderful. Where am I here? Oh, yes, D&G. Thanks, Bruce. We're up to 775. Right on, buddies. You're going to hit 800, and then you're on your way to 1,000. It's going to happen. Glenn, Edinburgh. Yes, Australia. So you're talking Australia currency at $1.07 Australian for gas. That's like 80 cents American, I would guess, for gas. Well, that's still expensive. I would say it's still around, I guess it's around $3 US a gallon. So that's California prices. That's what you're paying, California prices. There you go, because I paid $3 a gallon at Costco in Los Angeles. Vivian Clark Nicholson, I get cheap hotel ads, Bruce. That's what she says. New stay, it says. Bonnie Bergstein, I love Nurse Nancy's video from her trip to northern Wisconsin and the water park. Steamer, come on, guys. Bruce needs more than 29 thumbs ups. How many have I got? I got 41. So I'm so far behind in these messages. The thumbs ups are coming in. Thank you, Steamer, for encouraging everybody. Paul Woolgas, American Cruise for New England Cruise. Interesting. Vivian, Ed Tolson, thank you, dear. Much obliged. The Steamer, I want a Traveling with Bruce Speedo. Yeah, I'd like to wear a Traveling with Bruce Speedo if I could fit into one. So in other words, I'd like to be thin enough and you know, muscular enough to be able to pull off wearing a Speedo, but those days are gone. Those days they're gone. Ed Tolson, you are welcome. Vivian Clark Nicholson. Vivian Steaming Bean, we do get pics. Bonnie Steamer, I'd pay to see that. Alana, cool. I miss it. Who is from Arlington, Texas? Are we neighbors? Nurse Nancy, thanks so much, Bonnie. Vivian, Nurse Nancy, I watched your vid. It was superb. Nurse Nancy, thank you too, Vivian. The Steamer, on my TWB Speedo, I would have Bruce's face on the back, or should I have it on the front? Just one cheek like that, and then one cheek like that, something like that. Oh my, Nurse Nancy laughing out loud. Paul Wilkins loving it. Vivian, I don't care, just send pics. I need a laugh. Nurse Nancy, that might be a picture you keep yourself. That's a private photo. Alana, D&G Explorer, so glad to hear. Looks like I'm going on before you. I shall send people your way. I'll send people your way. Steamer, if I shake myself, it may look like Bruce is talking. Vivian, hey, no share, Vivian. Patricia, we were thinking about buying Carnival shares because you get $100 onboard credit on Princess Cruises for owning them. That is correct, Patricia. You take a 7-day cruise on, you own 100 shares of Carnival, you take a 7-day cruise on Carnival or Princess or Holland America or Cunard, you get $100 shipboard credit every time you take a cruise. You take a 15-day or longer cruise, you'll get a $200 to a $250 onboard credit. Those are called shareholder credits, and it's worth it absolutely. If you're a frequent cruiser and you've got a 401k, put the shares in there, forget about them, and enjoy your discounts each and every time. Get those credits. Juan is here from Puerto Rico. Hi, Bruce. Hey, Juan. How you doing, buddy? Vivian, laughing out loud, being Nurse Nancy, or maybe it would promote the channel just for the pure humor of it. That would be scary, Nurse Nancy. Hi there, Juan. D&G, thanks, Alana. Paul Wilgus, Nurse Nancy, humor or horror? Yeah, there you go, Nurse Nancy. Maybe a little bit of both. Juan, hi, Nancy. How you doing? Vivian, if he's shaken, might be classed as port. Laugh out loud. I'm not sure what that means. Alana, I've been on 9 cruises. Vivian, or I might be classified as porn. That's what she's trying to say. If the Steamer is wearing a Speedo and it's got my face on each butt cheek and he's shaking it around, that could be pornographic. You never know. That could get us in big trouble. We don't want to have that happen. Oh, man. Nurse Nancy, I'm blessed. Juan, how are you doing? Juan, I'm doing great. Bonnie, Nurse Nancy, Naomi is a hoot. You've done well growing your daughter. Nurse Nancy, it matters how much material they use for said Speedo, Vivian. That's true, Nurse Nancy. Sherry, awesome sunset travel. Hi, Bruce. Sir, Sherry, how you doing? Did you get my message? I sent you a phone call today. We have to reach each other. We'll figure that out. Alana, Sherry, hi there. How you doing? Nurse Nancy, thanks, Bonnie. She was a sport. We sent her off to Japan for spring semester, leaving tonight out of Chicago. Vivian, my eyes can't believe what I'm imagining. Laugh out loud. Sherry, awesome. Hi, Alana. Bonnie, Nurse Nancy, wow, you're going to miss her, but such a wonderful experience for her. D&G Explorers, hi, Sherry, awesome. Sherry, hi there, D&G. Robert Robinson, Intuit QuickBooks, how to organize receipts, advertises on your channel. Right on, Robert. Thank you for letting me know. D&G, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button and support Bruce, says D&G. How many we got now? 41. Nurse Nancy, thank you for your sweet comments, Agnes. True, Janie Sue, being on Freedom, Oasis Harmony, and excited to be on Navigator at the end of March. Bonnie, Gesundheit, Bruce, thank you. Rob Stouter, D&G, had any bubble and squeak lately? Have any bubble and squeak lately? D&G, Nurse Nancy, did I see Speedo talk? Sadly, yes. Vivian, don't sneeze at me or you'll get sprayed with Lysol. My immune is weak. Vivian, D&G, yes, laughing out loud. Nurse Nancy, it's cracking me up, Derek. D&G, Rob Stouter, no bubble and squeak. Vivian, I can see him on catwalk strutting his Brucey Speedo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can just the Steamer's kind of got that personality that he'll do that. The Steamer, WestJet have the best tear jerker commercials. Yeah, they do those, don't they? The WestJet airline people. Sherry, awesome sunsets. My commercial was for Reese's peanut Buttercups. Well, how about that? I got Reese's peanut butter on my channel. How about that? D&G, Rob Sutter, my mom is depriving me. Sherry, hi, Nurse Nancy. White Knock, according to Money Magazine, flight attendants make between 75 and 85,000 a year U.S. and they don't work full time. They make more money than me. They should tip us for flying with them. White Knock, I don't know what where that Money Magazine is getting that info from, because cruise flight attendants do not, on average, make that kind of money at all. No way, no how. These folks are overworked and underpaid. A lot of them are working for barely minimum wage, 12, 14, 16 bucks an hour, and a bunch of their benefits have been stripped away with all these new reorganizations. So the airline goes bankrupt, they regurgitate, come back, and there are no union contracts. Everyone starts with nothing. And that's 75, 85 grand a year. You are dreaming. Technicolor, if you think that flight attendants are making that kind of money, it's just not happening. Vivian, Bubble and Squeak, my fave. Vivian, thank you, Bruce. Need a cab as I have my walker right on. There you go. Bonnie, Bruce, I don't think the ships dock in the Bronx. They dock in Brooklyn or in New Jersey. Bonnie, you could be right on that. I could be wrong on that. Vivian, I think it's Brooklyn. Juan, I get a Cadillac Escalade to get you to the pier. I'll get you there. Rob Sutter, D&G, the two fat ladies will roll over in their graves. Vivian, love two fat ladies. Zilvan, Lucy has all the environmental equipment she needs. No worries. My wife wouldn't have it any other way. Bonnie, Sylvan, I'm sure your Python is well cared for. True, Janny Sue, the gifts are very nice. D&G, laughing out loud, Rob Sutter. I'm more missing your mom's Yorkshire pudding. She makes it in a big pan with roast beef mixed in. Nurse Nancy, thanks. True, Janny Sue, they were so fun to make. Paul Lucas, D&G Explorers, that sounds so good. Alana, Bruce, you crack me up. Nurse Nancy, that sounds delicious, Derek. I don't think I'd ever had Yorkshire pudding. D&G, Bruce, remember, wearing a Speedo is all about the attitude, not looking down. Yes, well, looking down, you don't see the ground. You just see the belly. You don't even see the suit. It's awful. Linda, laugh out loud. Bikini Day are well gone here, too. Almost 63 here at 1. Everyone, all the new 2020 Ford Explorer debuts today in Detroit at 7 p.m. Eastern Time is what Juan is thinking about. Nurse Nancy, Patricia, those shares are really cheap right now. That's true. Sylvan Force, let's get a TWB 2020 Speedo calendar. Let's do one of those. Bonnie Bernstein, I like McVitie's digestive biscuits and cuppa. Okay, Alana, Sylvan Forest, oh boy, D&G, laughing out loud. Nurse Nancy, hi Sherry. Juan, I arrived late and missed all the cruise news. Juan, cruise news. Rob Sutter, D&G, love Yorkshire pudding. My grandfather came from England. Alana, Juan, don't worry, that's what the replay is for. Juan, okay, Alana, thank you. Glenn, Edinburgh converts to $403 a gallon for fuel. Brisbane, Australia, and we're at the low end of the cycle. Oh my God, that's incredible. That's insane. Vivian, Nurse Nancy, you call them popovers, popovers. Lisa Moore, hey Bruce, hi Lisa, how you doing? I've caught everybody. Oh my gosh, Speedos. Oh yeah, the days are gone for that kind of thing. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine, cannot imagine, but. My buddy told me, my good friend who was on the MSC Divina on a 19-day repositioning cruise from Marseille to Miami, he told me that every day, all day long on the one of the promenade decks, there was a smoking area there. You were allowed to go outside and light up. And he told me that every day along this stretch of deck, there would be at least 200 Italian men wearing Speedos, smoking their cigarettes out on the promenade deck. And I said, well, were they young and skinny? And he went, oh, no. They thought they looked great. They thought they looked wonderful. But, oh, no. It was a sight you didn't want to behold. And he told me that after the second day, he noticed that if you ever looked down from the above down to the promenade, only the guys would be out there smoking. There would be no women anywhere near these guys. All the innocent passengers that had made the fatal mistake for going for a walk out there, they learned their lesson. They never did that again for the rest of that cruise because of all those Scantily clad Italian men wearing Speedos that really shouldn't be wearing Speedos, but they thought they looked good in them. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Let's see here. Ed Dolison. Vivian, I will be more than happy to come escort you from Penn Station to the cruise port. White Knock, how much does a flight attendant earn in the United States? The average flight attendant salary in the United States, $74,191 as of December 28th. I doubt that. I really doubt that. Vivian, love them both ways. But White Knock, but the range typically falls between 59 and 91,000. Salary ranges can be very widely, depending on the many important factors, including education, certificates, additional skills, number of years you've been spent in your profession, with more online. Real-time compensation data than any other website. Salary.com helps you determine your exact pay target. Alana, I contest to that. When I was on Costa in the Mediterranean, it was Speedos right and left. I contest to that. Yes. True Jenny Sue, Lord have mercy. So glad Speedos aren't in vogue in the USA. Vivian, Ed, I'm arriving in New York on the 21st of April and need to get to Penn Station from our Amtrak to Chicago. Margaret is saying White Knock, but Frontier is a budget airline. I don't think they will earn as much, especially if there's no contract. Yeah, on Frontier, there's no way they would earn that. If they're earning $25,000 to $30,000 a year, I'd be surprised at that. Nurse Nancy, Italian guys like wearing their Speedos. Thankfully, my Italian hubby doesn't feel that way. Ed Dolson, okay, Vivian, just remind me closer to time. Right on. Yep, Vivian, you let Ed know, and Ed will get to you, and get you to Penn Station. Isn't that a great gesture? Fantastic. You can compare notes about traveling with Bruce, TWB. Awesome stuff. Anyway, there you go. Too much fun. Folks, I think we're going to call it a show. Oh, wow, that's so very kind, says Vivian. I guess those Speedo smokers kept their cigarettes and lighters in their Speedos. I think they did, Sylvan. I think they did, probably on the side or in the back end. You don't want to know. I don't want to know, but the imagery is there. Yeah. My buddy, he was just shaking his head about all that. Paul Williams is laughing out loud. Bonnie, Nurse Nancy, your Italian hubby looked great in his cowboy hat. Fantastic. Right on. Folks, thank you for joining me today on this wintry day. Here in Creston, we've got 2+ inches, and I'm not sure if it's still coming down, but it looks yucky out. Margaret is saying, enjoyed my time here tonight. Thanks, Bruce and all. Thank you for joining me, Margaret. I will be on tomorrow twice. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock for the regular show, and tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in the evening for live trivia. And I invite you to join me for both shows if possible tomorrow. We'll have some more fun and see what we can do. Linda, bye, Bruce, another awesome show. Paul Lucas, take care, everybody. Have yourselves a pleasant evening. Stay warm out there. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And catch me tomorrow at 5 and 11 if you can. Vivian, okay, 11:15 here. Good night, all. See you tomorrow. Take care, Vivian. Have a pleasant evening to you. Margaret, good night from Greenwich, London. Ed, Glenn, Edinburgh, thanks, Bruce. Bonnie Bernstein, Yine, all be well, TWB friends. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support, and I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce, saying thank you for joining me today, January the 9th, 2019. We're already 9 days into a new year. How about that? Pretty good stuff. Bonnie saying goodbye. Ed Tolson, good night. Nurse Nancy off to the airport. Alana, another great stream. Bye, guys. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.